We're still working there, and it was a $280,000 job, and I have not bidded the whole house yet. This is just part of the house that we have. Is we're gonna go process to process, but at the end of the day, I think it's gonna end up being about a 500, $500,000 project. Probably take home 250. So and it'll take me 5 to 6 months to finish that. So 250 grand profit in 6 months. I'll take it all day. My name's Francisco. I have a concrete company. It's called Castillo's Concrete. We're based out of Cleveland, Tennessee. Um, we do concrete work all around the area, surrounding the areas of Cleveland, Tennessee, as in Chattanooga, Athens, Tennessee, and all surrounding areas. I've always wanted to start my business. I started concrete when I was 17-year-old. As soon as I graduated high school, I went out and worked on the roads and stuff like that. And I looked, and I'm this small guy, and we're doing big construction work, and I'm just like, man, I would love to own a company one day. And then after that, I started getting the hang of it. I didn't know how to read a tape measure when I first started. I learned everything. A year later, I became a foreman, and I loved what I did, man. And the only thing I didn't know what to do was business. So price jobs and stuff like that. And when I learned that, I went to a smaller company. This is 5 years later now. I went to a smaller company and just kind of learned how they went out and controlled their crew, and how they managed the jobs and stuff like that, and how they manage their people. And after that, I just like, okay, I'm gonna find me a job. That's the first thing. And then after that job, uh, do a good job. I started out in a Nissan Pathfinder and just stuck my tools in the back of the car. And then a year later, I have two trucks, trailer. But what made me really start this is just to do something better for myself, you know. So I really wanted to do something I loved, and I love it. I love talking to people, and I love helping people out. So it kind of kills two birds in one stone, you know. Well, that was one of the hardest things to do when you start a business, is to get a customer. Um, it's not easy, but the what I was doing is I started out with my friend said, hey, somebody needs some concrete, so I went and helped them out. And man, I bid it at super cheap. I made like $400 in one day, and I thought that was amazing. After that, I was like, I'm never gonna go work for somebody else. But after that, it got slow, you know, because one job ain't gonna put you out there. It ain't going to do nothing. So, but I started out with NG leads. They were sending me some pretty crappy leads. That sent me to some of the most crappy homes. I paid a lot of money to work with them, and it was just really crappy experience. And I cut him off a few years ago. So, but after that, it's kind of word of mouth, you know, just little by little, little bit by little. And then you guys came in the picture, and man, when you guys came in the picture, it was just like blowing up. My everything started blowing up. My phone rang nonstop. It was at least 1, 2 leads a day, especially on busy time, summertime, and but it's just it's insane how crazy this program works. And I'm very happy about it, working with you guys, and how it's turning out. Year later, year and a half later or so, we're still here, and I'm still working with you guys. The leads never stop coming in. Irvin is one of the best to do it, so uh, work with him. Well, my first impression was like, oh, this is another Andy Leeds type of deal, you know, and I was just like, but it sounded different, you know. I knew there was something different about it. The Angie Leads would send you a lead, and then you'd have to go get it. With this type of deal with Irving, it when I first started, it was phone calls after phone calls, and they were like, "We got this job, go look at it," and it was like free, and I'm like, "These guys are crazy. Why are they doing this?" And then and I'm like, okay, these guys are really about it. They really want me to work, So after those free leads, man, the people that you sent me to, the people that called me were very like professional. It's people who actually were about it. They want the job done, and they want to pay for good work and stuff like that. And it worked out great, man. But at first I was very iffy. I don't know if I wanted to do it. And then especially with pricing, which it wasn't bad, but it was just like, that's a lot of money to throw in something and then not work. And honestly was one of the best decisions I've ever made was to work with y'all, because I made more money than I have ever made in the past 2 years. I feel like I would have taken 3-5 years to make what I made, this year is. Oh, the qualities are great, man. I mean, the people, like I said, the people that we get calling us it's just people looking up on Google, and usually that type of people, they want to get stuff done, So it's been great. I've had one of actually the biggest jobs I've ever had, and with anybody, just in general, the biggest job I've ever had was with you guys, with the Google pages, and it honestly pays for itself. So you got to invest to make some money. You got to invest in yourself to make some money. So and I decided to take that decision. It was tough at first, but I was in a tough situation. I mean, I wasn't in a very tough situation, but I was in a tough situation where I couldn't pay for that. But then I was like, it could pay more, So I took the chances with Urban and his team, and it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. So it's awesome. So in the past year, we bought 2 trailers. Our team, I've got 4 guys. They're great. I started out with 2. So we added 2 to the team, and my guys are great, man. I've sent them to do their jobs, and they'll take care of it. But we've grown a good bit this year, and like I said, it would have took me a lot longer if I wasn't working with y'all, just because of the work coming in. That's the most important thing. You got to have the work to make the money, and if you got the work, you can make the money. It just depends on you to hook on. It's like going fishing. You got the fish there, but you got to put some meat on it. You know what I'm saying? So you can reel it in. So, but it's definitely grown a whole lot. My crew's grown a little bit. My equipment's grown a lot. It's been amazing, man, for real. Really, I wasn't for sure if y'all were a good fit at first. I wasn't. I guess it was just the trust you were putting in us when you first started. It was just like it was just the leads. When you first called me, it was, you offered leads, and nobody's gonna offer you jobs for free. They always want something, and it's, which is understandable. That's how business works. You gotta make money make money and share it. It's not just for one person. You gotta split the pie with different people. So, but I wasn't sure at first. But man, when you were throwing those leads, I went and looked at the jobs, and I hooked one up, and you threw me 3 in like 2 days, 1 day. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure if it was a day or 2, but it was great leads. It wasn't scams, nothing like that. It was something that was very professional and very unique too. So and then after that, we started working together, and then we took off. Those calls never stopped, man. And my phone doesn't stop ringing. Every day you're gonna get somebody to call you. Somebody will call your phone. It's just up to you to get your job. You gotta just talk your work. If you do good work as well, you get more work after that. references and stuff like that. So, but yeah. So my biggest jobs, I closed for one of my leads. I've actually got a call from this contractor. He's based out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and he's doing a $2 million mansion. And he got it. They destroyed the whole house, and they're redoing everything. So it's gonna be a $8 million project at the end of the day. But they called me out of Cleveland Elite Concrete on Google Business, and they were like, "Hey, we need a concrete guy." I guess their concrete guy was retired, is what they said, and they were trying to find a local concrete guy. And luckily enough, Cleveland Elite's on the top ranks on Google. They called them, and I was unfortunate to answer and got in contact with them. I went and seen them. They liked me. They liked my work. They liked everything I did. They liked how I spoke. They liked how I presented myself. And but the biggest contract was with them, and it was about 6 months ago that this happened. We're still working there, and it was a $280,000 job, and I have not bidded the whole house yet. This is just part of the house that we have. Is we're gonna go process, but at the end of the day, I think it's gonna end up being about a $500,000 project. Probably take home 250. So and it'll take me 5 to 6 months to finish that. So 250 grand profit in 6 months. I'll take it all day. I didn't make that last year. I mean, I didn't make that the year before that. Before I was with Cleveland Elite, I didn't make that. Nowhere near close as that, actually. So it's one of the biggest blessings that could have happened. So, but yeah, that I would tell them. I would be like, look, you got nothing to lose. One, because you give them a chance to see what you got as your business. That's what you do. You give them a chance and see, this is how it's gonna be. This is how things running. And I would tell them to risk it. You if it looks like a lot of money, it's gonna make you quadruple that. So I risk it for the biscuit. So and you gotta risk it, because if you don't risk it, you always be in the same place you are. And I mean, you pick and choose your battles, but in this type of situation, you definitely risk it. It's gonna help your business grow, and you will not regret it. I am telling you, because I am proof that this has happened. So it's happening to me right now, and this is only my first year working with Urban. So it's gonna. I can't wait for the future. So it's gonna take me places that I would have never thought I'd been in. So.